I don't know how much of this is paranormal, but I want to share it because it's the most terrifying thing that's happened to me. It was a long time ago, almost 15 years. I went to the city of Querétaro for a youth sports event. I was part of the state team, but I didn't really know the rest of the selected ones because they all trained together. That meant some of us who didn't train with them gathered at the airport before leaving. For us, the ones they didn't know, it was also easier to slip past the coach's supervision. All we had to do was take off our uniforms to wander the hotels and leave without anyone noticing. It had happened on other trips and this was no exception. The morning after we arrived, the kids I'd met, Marco and Elena, and I decided to sneak out to see the city instead of watching the start of the events. We were about 13 or 14. We took off our uniforms and walked. We got on the first public transport truck we found and ended up going the wrong way. Instead of taking us to the city center, it went to the outskirts. One passenger told us there was a pyramid we could see, so we tried to find it but failed. It was cloudy, the afternoon was dark, and it looked like it could rain at any moment. We were even beyond the main streets when we took a taxi. The driver, an old man, told us that if we wanted to walk a little there was a dam we could visit. He took us to a completely lonely place. He said it should be full of visitors on a normal Monday, but today it was empty. We paid and started walking around, hoping to find something interesting to photograph. Young and tired, we walked in silence. Suddenly, about 100 meters away, we heard a woman scream, a cry of pain and despair. We looked at each other and knew it was time to go back. We turned and started walking faster. "We have to find a cop and tell him what we heard," Elena said, breaking the silence. "It's probably nothing, maybe someone trying to scare us, but let's hurry back to the hotel before the coaches notice," Marco added. We walked for a while, hungry and exhausted, not knowing where we were. In the distance we saw a group of people. It looked like some kind of meeting, families, maybe a religious gathering. They were preparing food and there was music playing. We approached to ask how to get back, and, luckily, they invited us to eat. We passed by some children who were farther from the main group. They froze when they saw us. As we reached the center of the gathering, the music, like Indian music from movies, stopped. Suddenly everyone was staring at us with serious looks, even annoyance, maybe anger. None of us dared say a word. Then we heard the woman scream again. We turned toward a small hill and saw a naked woman standing there with a bloody face. Next to her were 4 people dressed completely in black, wearing smooth white masks with no expression, masks that made them look faceless. I heard movement behind me. Marco and Elena were already running through the crowd toward what looked like a seabed. I ran after them. Someone behind shouted like they were giving an order. I saw men and some women start running toward us. Marco and Elena ran about 20-30 meters ahead. It's worth saying here that we were runners. We were in that city to compete, and I think that's why they didn't catch us. At one point I felt a scratch on my back. A woman of about 40 had nearly reached me. She fell behind after trying to grab me, shouting words I don't remember. In front of me my friends climbed toward what seemed like a path. Then a scream on my right scared me more than anything ever has. One of the men in the black outfit and white mask was running straight at me. I heard Elena and Marco yelling for me to run. I stared ahead and ran with everything my body and the adrenaline could give. I reached the road and my friends started throwing stones at whatever was coming after us. We kept running. To our left, in the field we just crossed, about 15 people who had chased us were standing along the edge of the field, lined up and motionless. They only watched us as we ran away on the road. A pickup truck came toward us, a Ford that looked like a recent model. We flagged it down. The couple inside were older. We told them we had been chased and wanted to return to the city center. They told us to get in and that they would take us. We helped Elena in. I grabbed Marco's hand to pull him up, and then we heard a sound from a patrol. Not a siren, but that short tone they used to get attention. A fairly young policeman, maybe 22 or 23, got out and talked to the driver. He rested a hand on the trunk and gave us a subtle signal to get down. "I'll take them," he told the couple, and helped us into the patrol. We told him who we were and what had happened. He said he would take us to the edge of his jurisdiction and ask for a taxi, and he warned us to go straight to the hotel and not leave the room until our coaches arrived. "Take care," he said. "There are a lot of sick people." When we left his patrol and got into the taxi, Elena looked back and saw the truck that had been going to pick us up head toward the meeting again. The policeman had noted there were late model cars parked near that place. I remembered the children we had first passed. They had white masks on their backs. I don't know how much of it was real and how much was our fear and imagination. If anyone knows that young policeman, who surely remembers this, I would like to tell him that, despite not knowing what would have happened, we will be eternally grateful.